college atmosphere. Come in Rutgers. I thought Coach Pike had his guys ready to go. They were a bust on the first half. We weren't ready to play, and I think we gave them great confidence, and they got rolling. So I love the fight our guys had in the end to cut it to one. I mean, to get it to one possession and have a chance, but not good enough to win on the road, and Rutgers had a lot to do with it.
I know you touched upon it in your opening statement, but what can you say about the resiliency of your guys trailing by 17 early in the second half?
Yeah, no, we got fighters. I mean, you know, I told these guys the hardest thing to do, and in the Big Ten especially, is to win on the road, no matter who you play. And you know, Rutgers had a couple of tough games, so they had a great urgency, and you know, I told our guys how hard it was going to be. But sometimes you don't learn that until you get smacked right in the face with it. And we did. And that first half smacked us in the face. You know, I love my team. I love how hard they play. I love what we can become. And they're about the right stuff. I love the fight we have. These guys are never going to quit. I know that. It's just that we got to learn from it because you know, it's really hard to win on the road, and you don't want to beat yourself. You know, because it's tough. And I thought at times we were doing that today, and then we gave them a lot of life, and they're talented, and they have a great coach, and they were ready to play. We weren't.
Coach, can you talk about the challenge that Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey provided you? You said that you weren't, you said you felt like you weren't ready to play today. What kind of went into that?
Well, yeah, I don't. We have some guys that haven't played on the road in the Big Ten yet, so you can tell them until you're blue in the face, but until you experience that, and you realize. And you know, here's the other thing: in the Big Ten, the other team has really good players too, and Rutgers has some really good players. And you know, we got in foul trouble, so we had to change up matchups and all that stuff, and that wasn't to our advantage. And then I didn't think we had much pressure until the second half. Later in the second half, of getting deflection, disrupting, guarding the ball, we didn't put enough defensive possessions to get them off kilter. And those guys they're talented players, and not just those two freshmen, other guys that you get them going and they get confidence, and you give them things on the offensive end. That's how good players and good programs get going, and then you saw that today. We didn't. Our defense that wasn't very good compared to what we did the other day, and that's how it goes. We got to learn from it.
Mike, now that you've seen Dylan firsthand, what are your impressions on him after having competed against him for 40 minutes and how much different is he from what he saw on film?
No, I saw him play a ton. You know, I don't think people realize until you see him live how big he is, big and strong, and he can play. And they all can. But you know, he's a super talented kid, and you know, you all know it. We all know it. And you know, there's certain things you want to do with your scout to take things away from him. We didn't do that enough. And our ball screen coverage was not good enough today against a really good player like Dylan, and he took advantage of that.
Coach, in the back right, you played 3 neutral site games. This was your first true road game of the year. What did you learn in this tough environment?
We weren't tough enough. We weren't tough enough. We weren't disciplined enough. We didn't respond to adversity in the game, especially in that first half, the right way. And we got to learn from that. You know, so you know, the biggest thing you got to understand when you go on the road, it's tougher. The environment's tougher, all that, but it's also fun too when you approach it that way. And we didn't do a good enough job. No, we did. In 10 minutes left in the game, we started making that run and got back into it, and our urgency and our defense got better. We got consecutive stops at times. That's how you got to be on the road all the time. It's hard enough to win, but when you go on the road, you got to have unbelievable urgency. And we learned it the hard way today by taking an L.
Coach, what do you think of Rutgers' edge on the glass? What it?
Yeah, I thought we had some. I thought we had some good rebounds late in the game to get back into it, but we gave them. You know, you give a team 12 offensive rebounds, and I think they scored off a couple of them. Like, it's one thing you get a rebound and you reset your defense, you get a stop. You don't like it, but you can live with it. But I thought today they had. I think there was 4 tip-ins. So you know, you can't defend those, and got us in rotation, and then when you get in rotation, you're not in the rebounding position. And you know, we had some guys that did not battle on the glass today. So we'll watch tape, and we got to learn from it, get better. And we've been doing a pretty good job rebounding all year long. We didn't rebound here on the road, and you know, that contributed to the result.
The last
Cool.
question.
Coach, building off, you know, what you said just a second ago there, defensively towards the end of the game, you guys created 6 turnovers in the second half. You know, what were some of those adjustments that you guys were able to make to kind of get yourself back into it?
Well, I mean, you know, just your mindset of urgency, right? We're ready to get blown out, and we played like that the whole game the other day against Purdue. We only played that way tonight with urgency to harass the ball and deny and disrupt and blow some stuff up when we hit rock bottom and you know, our backs up against the wall. And when we do that, it's pretty dynamic, and we scored quick off of those 2 and got back in them, but just not good enough. Command Rutgers, they got a great win tonight, and you know, I hope this stings our guys. I hope it burns, and it's not good enough. It's not good enough to Penn State. It's not good enough for what we're trying to do. So we got to get better, and that would be a challenge to our guys when we get back to campus.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
so much.
Good.